Berzon did not allow a runner past first after the first inning. And we are underway with Taryn Kern in the batter's box for Stanford. Kern has one of the most discerning eyes for a hitter in all of Division I softball. She takes outside, 2 balls and no strikes.
No one stands closer to home plate than Taryn Kern. Toes on the chalk, maybe over the chalk at times. Really crowding the box and crowding home plate. Daring pitchers to throw me strikes. Pitch me down the middle. Is very comfortable drawing walks, and that's why she's in the leadoff spot for Stanford.
She was 1 for 8 last weekend, 0 for 2 with a walk yesterday. And she does not chase. She'll swing at pitches outside the zone just a hair under 9% of the time, with a Division I average at 24%. And she takes ball 4. So Kenzie, let's take everybody behind the scenes a little bit. As Jessica Allister, no doubt, got that change late, as we did, with Kelly Lynch being the starting pitcher, because the news relayed to us was starting lineups are going to be the same for both teams coming in. Change it up a little bit. I think it makes sense either way, whether it's Lynch or Berzon. And Berzon was excellent yesterday, but there's certainly an advantage to giving a different look in the circle.
Coming into today, I was assuming we were going to see Kelly Lynch, but then when we got the lineup card, it said Sydney Berzon, and I was not doubting that decision at all either. Berzon is the ace, but Kelly Lynch is a very valuable number 2 pitcher and has looked good late. She's had the hot hand. You think back to last weekend, LSU is a very deep pitching staff. They had 3 different pitchers have complete games in the regional. Very well balanced.
Lynch, the first-year transfer from Washington, was in the World Series last year. Had the Grand Slam yesterday after a year ago being the only player to hit a home run off of Nyjah Kennedy in her freshman season. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes on Kira Chan. And when Lynch took the circle last weekend, that regional final victory over Southern Illinois, 6th complete game shutout of the year, 10th of her career. So postseason is nothing new for her.
Just look at the innings and how spread out it is. And that is so important because it means you're well rested.
Popped up, Pleasance out from short. She gets called off by Newland, who puts it away for the first out. And if we learned anything watching games today, whether it was in Austin, whether it was in Knoxville, you got to have pitching to stay in games late.
Extra innings? Are you manifesting that?
Maybe not 14.
14, of course. Another SEC 14-inning matchup. We've seen that before, I think.
LSU was right in the mix of that during the SEC tournament. This is the freshman Ava Gall, as part of what a young infield Stanford has put together this year, with freshmen at the corners and sophomores up the middle. Gall lifts it left field. And that's the second out of the inning. Very important to note, too, that the wind is blowing in tonight here in Stanford.
And Kelly Lynch, with her spin and the upspin, she's going to get all of her outs in the air. Very rarely do you see ground ball outs from Kelly Lynch, just because she has the ability to go curve with a little bit of tail to it. Her screw is also rising. It's almost a scries at times, combining those 2 pitches. And, of course, there's a ground out. Jam shot. Nice play from Manning over at third base.
The freshman retired. Hageron with 1 as well. In a massive offensive outing that had to be seen to be believed yesterday against Nyjah Kennedy.
Right away, I love to see the first 2 pitches inside. Typically, you'll see the righty work arm side of the plate away to lefties, working the low rise, but she's going inside and challenging Rudity.
Who's in the leadoff spot for just the 8th time this year. Prior to last night, she hadn't hit there since their series against Tennessee back in the 3rd week of April. Native of far western North Carolina, out of Franklin. They're in the Tar Heel State. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Rudity.
Remember, LSU has been without their typical leadoff hitter all season long, Danica Coffey. So it's been a mix of people of who can step up and replace Coffey at the top of the lineup. And yesterday, Rudity looked like a solid fit.
It had been the freshman Sierra Daniel for the last couple weeks. And the first inning today is going to be really telling, because yesterday's first inning, Rudity reaches on a single to right, Briggs on an error at short, Kelly Lynch an RBI double. It's already 1-0 at that point. They sent 7 batters to the plate in that first inning. We'll see how they do here in game 2 against Kennedy.
And Stanford was the home team. They'll be visitors here today in game 2, but it's like the first pitches of the game and the tone was set right away.
Kennedy starts with a strikeout.
That's the rise. It's iconic. Looks so good. When she throws that rise ball with conviction, the movement, 70 miles an hour, how good does that feel for her? Okay, first batter, off of my shoulders. She's fired up. Let's go. Moving on.
That's a great sign for her, a great sign for Stanford. All SEC first team center fielder Sierra Briggs hacking away, and she'll drive the ball into the ground about 70% of the time. 2 for 4 yesterday for the team leader in hits and runs and in stolen bases. And no doubt that the Orange County native was happy to say, California, here we come. Get back out to the West Coast, even though her home is about 6 hours south of here. She takes outside 2-1.
Sierra Briggs has a couple of different tools that she can use to get herself on base. She's a true triple threat. Can swing away. We're seeing her slap right now. She also has the ability to drop a drag.
19 infield singles are the most on this LSU team. Foul past a diving Berry. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Scooped up by Beth Torina. She got her pregame work in. Throwing a lot out in the batting cages down the left field line.
We saw Nyjah throw a changeup to Briggs yesterday, and Briggs was able to keep her hands back and get a base hit out of it. I would just stay upstairs. I don't know if I'm going to throw the change again here to the slap hitter and Briggs.
She goes off the plate. It's 3-2.
I love that location from Nyjah. It's lower in the zone. You've got to figure out a way to move the eyeballs of the hitters for LSU. Their eyeballs are going to be locked in high in the zone. You've got to find a way. Just give them a little something downstairs. Make your next rise ball look that much higher, that much harder.
Gall takes the bounce right into the glove, and there are 2 away. Nyjah Kennedy in the postseason among pitchers left. She's the nation's leader in strikeouts, ahead of Carlin Pickens among those players on teams remaining. Batting average against her, lowest in the country, as is slugging percentage. She strikes out 4 in 10 hitters, and her whip, walks and hits per innings pitched, lowest in the postseason as well. That's why yesterday was just so unusual Because Kennedy this season 18 times, including all 3 outings in the regional last weekend, 18 times she struck out more than 10 batters.
We hadn't seen that in her career. I know she's just a sophomore, but usually you're going to have an outing like that maybe in the first month of your freshman season. I remember mine. She didn't have that last season. It's kind of that first time you're like, whoa, really got my butt kicked today, and that didn't feel good. Let's go back and watch the film and figure out what went wrong. I don't want to have that feeling again.
And generally speaking, everybody's got to have those moments. It's just a lot harder when they happen on one of the biggest stages possible.
The pressure that is on her in the circle cannot be understated.
And Lynch draws a walk, ball 4. That'll be a fascinating matchup to watch all night, because Lynch had the RBI double her first time up. Her grand slam came after Kennedy had departed the game after her 4 innings, but Lynch getting that bump up to the 3rd spot, hadn't hit higher than 5th all year. Beth Torina trusting her gut yesterday, and it paid off in a big way. Raylene Gutierrez, as Kennedy was delivering that pitch, Gutierrez was scooting off the plate deeper into the box. Three of 4 for Gutierrez yesterday. Couple of hops, a bobble from Kern, the sidearm toss, and the inning is over. Similar looking first innings, a walk there, and Missouri battling back. Taylor Pinnell picked up her 15th save of the year to help the Tigers to a 3-1 win. And Pinnell ties the Division I single season saves record with those 15. And we may have a game 3 here tomorrow. We may have LSU going on to the World Series. Scoreless after 1. Stanford, their home ballpark, is the visiting team today as they flip-flop home and road here for game 2.
Meanwhile, all the chaos is unfolding. Oklahoma and UCLA get to sit at home, pack their bags, take their time.
Not only did they start early, but they finished early too.
Oh.
Each getting the job done in 2 games. For the Bruins, their 32nd trip officially to the World Series, the most all time. They go into Oklahoma City on a 13-game winning streak. They haven't lost in almost a month. It'll be more than a month when the games get underway. And Oklahoma, 8th straight tournament where they're playing in the World Series. And 18 straight postseason wins is the longest streak of all time, besting their own streak from a couple years ago.
I really do think those 2 teams, Oklahoma and UCLA, are the hottest 2 teams right now in the country, playing their best softball at the right time. Look at what Oklahoma did in the Big 12 tournament, and then counter that with UCLA winning the Pac-12 tournament as well. Firing on all cylinders.
Caleb Koch takes upstairs 2-2. Are you okay if I say what happened with the game-tying home run when you were watching with Texas and Texas A&M?
Yes, I am.
I think the authorities might have been alerted because of the decibel of the shriek.
Oh, man. It's fun to just be a fan of chaos. We're sitting up here in the booth while the teams are warming up, and of course we have that in front of us watching it. And yeah, there are a couple screams up here. Couldn't believe it. Could not believe it.
We were late leaving our hotel to come here because we were locked into Alabama and Tennessee.
That game just would not end. Ultimately did, but went on forever.
3-2 from the very even-keeled Kelly Lynch. I think her heart might beat at about 40 beats a minute. That is high and deep left center field. Briggs gets under it and makes the catch to retire Koch. So Alabama, Tennessee, how about that? After the SEC tournament had never had a game go 14 innings, now this one, the longest in super regional history and the longest in Tennessee history as well, longest between SEC opponents in NCAA tournament history. Texas, after dropping game 1, comes back to win against Texas A&M and set up what'll be a tremendous Game 3 for the Longhorns, their first extra innings win in the NCAA tournament since 2021 against Oregon. Jade Berry 1 for 2 yesterday on a mostly quiet offensive day for the Cardinal.
Stanford did answer with 1 run when LSU put up a 3 spot in the first inning. Looked like the ball game was going to be a back and forth type of game, and that was pretty much it. Sydney Berzon shut it down the rest of the way. Game was kind of held in check until, of course, the 5th, when everything just unfolded.
Payoff pitch, hit well out to left field. Newland retreating, she's at the wall, and with a step to spare, pulls it in. Now 2 loud outs here from Kaylin Koch and Jade Berry.
Yeah, looking down at the dugout for Stanford, there's a lot of applause, feeling good about the last 2 swings. Wind has kind of been an issue here today. It's been swirling around different directions. And Kelly Lynch, she's a rise ball pitcher. The spin is going to be up. You're going to see balls lifted into the air because that's what she's given the hitters. Nice play, running it down, Allie Newland all the way to the wall.
Now River Mailer, who was 0 for 2 in yesterday's Game 1. And Lynch has the ability to keep hitters off balance because she throws the screwball, the rise ball, each around 30%. The curveball, 1 in every 5 pitches. Mixes in the changeup as well. But it's the rise that gets the highest percentage of swings and misses for the Noonan, Georgia native.
She's always had an elite rise ball. She's throwing her screwball more this season than she has in her career. Talking to her about her development in just 1 season with Coach Tarina, who's one of the best pitching coaches in the game, not only just head coach, but pitching coaches in the game. Coach Lynch was just glowing about her time in the bullpen with Coach Tarina. She said, I wanted 1 year where someone could get the best out of me. At that extra COVID redshirt season, and it's been a great fit, obviously.
And the praise is reciprocated everywhere you look, whether it's Lynch to her head coach, Beth Tarina, or Sydney Berzon, who started yesterday, talking about Kelly Lynch bringing so much positivity to that team's pitching staff. She gets the strikeout, her first of the game, and after a leadoff walk in the first to Taryn Kern, Kelly Lynch has retired 6 in a row.
And what we saw yesterday was that team. It was the 24-0 team. It was the ranked #2 team. They came out and set the tone differently. And we were talking to Coach Tarina about how they felt not getting the 8th seed, having to travel to Stanford across the way. They, of course, did take care of business at home, something they haven't been able to do the last 2 years. But she said, I wanted to make sure my team knew that they were good enough. And they have put together the strength of schedule, the RPI, the numbers, it was all there. So yes, struggled for their standards in SEC. You saw the record, and just think about how tough the SEC is, and had a stretch where they're going up against some of the best arms in the country, and it can wear on you, make you feel like you're not good.
Pleasance, who had 3 hits yesterday, is down 3 strikes. Kennedy's second K. Women's College World Series back in Oklahoma City, and the action starts this coming Thursday, 12 Eastern, live on ESPN. For more information on the 2024 Women's College World Series, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Allie Newland, a homer yesterday. And part of what Beth Tarina told her team heading here toward the postseason was, look what you have accomplished this year. Look who you've played. Look who you've beaten. And it's the fine line for a coach between feeding your team too much information, overwhelming them. In her case, it wasn't that. It was trying to say, this is what you've done. Don't believe that even if you stumble along the way, that it takes away from everything you've done that started in February.
Yeah, it's a confidence builder by showing them the numbers. Look, this is proof. This is what your RPI is because you've earned it. Allie Newland takes hacks. She's got one thing in mind right here.
And she pokes it out to short. Naylor on the move.
Number 12, Macy Bergeron.
The catcher, Macy Bergeron. LSU during the SEC schedule won just 2 of their 8 SEC series. Sweeps against Kentucky and Texas A&M. And part of that message from Beth Torina came after they lost their final 4 series to end the regular season, heading into the SEC tournament, where they lost in the semifinals 2-1 against Missouri in 8 innings. But they've got the experience. 6 graduate students on the roster. Pleasance, Gutierrez, Briggs all started here. Lynch and Hannah Carson and Carly Petty all transferred in.
It's a veteran squad. Nyjah shaking a couple pitches there. She's doing a really good job of hitting her corners. When she's missing in the right direction. Last night we saw her miss over the heart of the plate.
And the message that she gets from Tori Nyberg, the pitching coach, who was teammates with head coach Jessica Allister here right after the turn of the millennium. Well, I feel old saying that. Is that your best is better. So if you don't like the pitch that got called, we want you to have what makes you feel most comfortable. And the results in 2 years speak for themselves. Kennedy takes it, fires it, and the inning is over. She picks up her second strikeout, a winner in game 2 today, and we'll have at least 4 game 3s tomorrow. First pitch swinging, and center fielder Emily Jones is retired on the ground out to Taylor Pleasance. After a leadoff walk for Kelly Lynch, it's now 7 batters in a row set down. So here in the third, neither team has picked up a base hit. Each has drawn a walk. We're getting the pitcher's duel we thought we were going to get yesterday.
Just a day late. I told you, we used our wild card on the first day. The rest of the country had a different game plan. It was all day today, the chaos and the mayhem. So I guess we just got it started late last night, right?
And we'll finish it. Caitlin Lim off the end of the bat, and Briggs makes the catch. 2 down. Well, it's championship season too, because now for the 3rd straight year, the NCAA Division I outside of the state capitol in Raleigh. And Lynch pounding the zone. She just finished off the first time through the lineup. 7 of 9 batters saw first pitch strikes.
Look at the on-base percentage from Taryn Kern. Compared to the batting average, it just goes to how many walks and also hit by pitches she draws.
She was second team all Pac-12 this year. And the walks, the more she gets, the more she builds on her own program record. Previous mark was 47, which had stood since 2008. Only the second transfer in Stanford softball history. We were looking at our respective alma maters, almas mater.
Sure.
Sure. and the admission rates. The admission rate here for the general population, 4%. This is high and deep right field. Taryn Kern, and she drops it into right field. Taking the turn, heading into third. So Rudity off the glove, knocks it down, and Kern safe at third.
I don't know how this stayed in. I thought it was a home run. Off the top of the fence? And it bounces back in.
Wow. Third base. Stays there. The call is upheld. A 2-out triple for Taryn Kern.
Okay.
Number 8, Kira Chen.
Now it's Kira Chen with 2 out. Now second triple of the postseason for Kern also, who hit one in the regional final, Game 7 last weekend against Cal State Fullerton. Chan, center field. Briggs looks up. It's off the wall. Kern is in to score. Chan is into second. RBI double with 2 outs. A card party in the first base dugout. They take the lead 1-0.
Did Stanford need this start or what after yesterday? It's so hard to rebound when you are run ruled on your home field. Nyjah Kennedy setting the tone in the circle and then just providing the offense. Look where Sierra Briggs was playing, very shallow in center field, but it's off the wall. Kira Chan, one of the hottest bats in this Cardinal lineup. Coach Alistair has moved her up consistently as the postseason has evolved, coming clutch at the right time.
And Ava Gall brings some serious power at the plate. Can't hold up on the swing. It's 0-2. You're right on about Kira Chan, though, because Coach Alistair changed their lineup a couple weekends to go in the regular season when they played Oregon State. And then it stayed static throughout their regional until the last game when it was a winner-take-all Game 7 against Cal State Fullerton. Moved Emily Jones out of the 2 spot, wanted her to see some better pitches. Moved Kira Chan up, and the numbers speak for themselves there for Chan, who knocks in the first run of the game.
Postseason can be such a reset for players. It's such an opportunity if you are struggling to flip yourself to be on the right side of things. It's an opportunity to see new teams, get out of your conference, just kind of make a decision. New season, new me.
I hope for them it goes better than most of us on January 1st when we say new year, new me.
Postseason revolutions or resolutions, I should say.
Off the hands for Gall. Pleasance charges, throws on the run. And the stretch from Gutierrez ends the inning.
Over the heart of the plate. You can tell there's more of an emphasis on corners. Hit your spots, whether it's inside or outside. Even that pitch right there, it's a pitch that gets away from Kaneshiro, but it's a low in the zone. And I feel like in terms of her talent, her rise ball is the best in the game. There's not a rise ball that's better when she is spinning it and throwing 70 miles an hour. But she has to have something low in the zone. Honestly, that could be a fastball. It really could. Just something to locate, throw low and in, low and out, and then next pitch, let the rise run. Just like that. Start it low. Next pitch, move the eyeballs up. And we saw last night, LSU, you could tell they were locked in at the top of the zone. We are not going to get beat by the Rise. If I can swing and if I'm going to look stupid, okay, but I'm not going to be beat in this zone. That's where she lives.
Really, it was a smart thing to sell out on from a hitter's perspective.
100%. You have to have a completely different mindset when you are going up against Nyjah Kennedy. You've got to think a little crazy.
One and two to the freshman third baseman, Madison Manning. She chases upstairs. Third strikeout for Kennedy. One away here as she starts off against the number 8 hitter in this LSU lineup.
All 3 strikeouts have been on this pitch. The rise ball, the movement, it ends up over your head as a hitter. You're watching at home going, well, lay off. Why are you swinging at that? It's over your head. When you see that ball coming in, it looks belt high.
Not to mention, it's coming in somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 to 73-ish miles an hour, equivalent to, on a baseball diamond, 100 miles an hour. It is not easy. Carly Petty in the 9 spot. Ball with the backhand, 2 gone. And for Nyjah Kennedy, the rise ball, she said she started throwing it, to the best of her recollection, somewhere around 8th, 9th grade with her pitching coach at the time, Roxy Morin. And who can't relate to this? You try something new as a kid, it's difficult, it's challenging. I quit, I'm done with that. And she wanted to be done with it. She's always had the changeup, though. That's something that she's always used. But the percentage with which she throws it has gone up this year. Last year, it was Elena Vaughter and Nyjah Kennedy as a 1-2 punch. This year, she's taking that lead role and in turn throwing a lot more innings, and her name is at the top of the scouting report.
That's the scouting for me. The preparation that goes into what do at-bats against Nyjah Kennedy look like. And last year, as a team, you're coming in to play Stanford. You have to prepare for an All-American in Elena Vaughter down in the zone, and then you have to prepare for who was going to be a first-team All-American this season, but last year, Nyjah Kennedy. So that's 2 different zones that you are having to prep for in practice, and that's a lot of extra reps.
Rudity chased that pitch in the first. Lays off here in the third. Stanford with a 1-0 lead. Akira Chan RBI double. And Ali Kaneshiro, the senior catcher, said, yep, sometimes my fingers do hurt with how hard Nyjah Kennedy throws the ball.
I don't want that job. No way.
How about if it gets you to the World Series? Stanford needs a win to force game 3 tomorrow. That's strike 3. She gets Rudity swinging for the second time. Kennedy 1-2-3 back-to-back. Wind blowing in a little bit. Game time temperature low 60s. There was a heat advisory earlier today in Austin, Texas. Opposite ends of the temperature spectrum for the softball postseason. 1-0 Stanford. And their cleanup hitter, Ali Kaneshiro, swinging away, falling fast into left field. It drops in front of Newland, and a leadoff base hit for Kaneshiro. The 3rd base hit of the night for Stanford against a hitless LSU squad. Kaylin Koch flat out to center her first time up. Right into Petty's glove, 1 away.
A little surprised we didn't see a sacrifice situation there from Stanford, but I just think it's the scouting, knowing that Kelly Lynch is a rise ball pitcher, so you're gonna take your bet that maybe swinging away might be the better option. Sometimes the hardest bunt is the rise ball to get that ball down. But Stanford can be a very small ball team at times.
Up and in, Jade Berry, right off the shoulder. She's over to first, Kaneshiro in a second. Well, after a leadoff walk to Taryn Curran in the first, Kelly Lynch really settled in. She retired 8 in a row. By now, of the ensuing 6 batters, 4 of them have reached with 3 hits and a hit batter. Beth Torina in conversation with the home plate ump Mike Bartling.
My guess is that this conversation is just about where Jade Berry was standing in the box when she got hit. Where was the ball located?
And as to whether she made a sufficient effort to avoid being hit by the pitch.
If the ball is in the river, it can be a dead ball. No, that's definitely a ball in the batter's box.
And more tricep than shoulder, which increases the uncomfortability there. And it's going to be a pinch hitter here. It's going to be Allie Clements for Stanford. She comes in for River Mailer, who is 0 for 3 in the series. And she came up big for them, especially against Cal State Fullerton in their regional last weekend, which had a lot of left-handed pitching. Came through with a couple of pinch hit base hits. She excels in this role. First and second, 1 out.
Just left-handed hitter versus right-handed hitter, runner at second base. Kelly Lynch, a right-handed pitcher, loves to throw arm side. So see the first pitch outside. Just matchup.
1-0 to the junior from outside of Houston. Big wave and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Clemens thought she had it. She'll see at least 1 more as it goes 3-2.
I understand. As a hitter, you see 3 balls in a row up at your eyes. Sometimes the one that's coming in low looks even lower than that, but that was definitely a strike.
Second time on the payoff and another foul ball.
Kelly Lynch has a changeup. She just doesn't use it a lot. This is set up perfectly for a changeup. If you have a 3-2, something that you can be confident, throw it with conviction. It's just not really in her arsenal. She's screw, rise, curve.
Shallow center field. Briggs a couple of steps in. That's the second out here in the Stanford fourth. And a pinch hit appearance is not a failure because you didn't come up with a base hit. She's working Lynch deeper into the game. And all 4 batters here in this inning have been started off with a ball out of the zone. It's a strike to Emily Jones, who sends it foul, 0-1.
Emily Jones looking to open it up right there, swinging away, a big hack. Usually we will see her go to her short game, her slap.
Check in with Beth Torina coming up when this half inning is over. Jones has seen 2 pitches, swung at both of them. Now 3 for 3.
Well, she talked to us about how aggressive her mindset is when she's at the plate. She came in predominantly a slap hitter, and Coach Allister told her, you need to open it up a little bit. Utilize your speed, utilize your tools. Can drag bunt as well, but got some power, strong athlete. Let's get to work.
Still looking for a first hit of this year's NCAA tournament, and hits it right to Briggs. Inning is over. Stanford strands 2 at the dugout. What was your message to the team?
Just to keep attacking. I feel like we're a little bit on our heels, and there's really no reason for that. So we're getting ourselves in some counts that are really tough when you're dealing with one of the best in the country. So just keep attacking and, you know, keep being aggressive.
Coach, before the game, we had the lineup, and it said Sydney Berzon, and then we look up, and it's a blonde ponytail, Kelly Lynch. What went into the change at the last minute?
It was no change, just how we have to write the card on a day where we have a pitcher that hits and another one that doesn't. So it wasn't a change. It was planned. We're really confident in Kelly Lynch. I think she's done such a good job for us on the mound lately. So really confident in what she can do, and just the way the lineup card fell today.
Do we have an expectation to maybe see Sydney later?
We'll see whoever we need to see. We have Ray Chafin available. We have the whole staff available. So whoever we might need, we got confidence in a lot of people, and we have some good matchups, I think, in our bullpen. So we'll do whatever it takes. At this point in the year, that's what we're here for, right? Whatever it takes.
Thanks so much, Beth.
Thank you.
You kind of knew that was going to be the answer, right?
Gotta ask it. Gotta ask it. It's our job.
Well, they're just looking for their first hit right now against Nyjah Kennedy. Through 3 innings, she struck out 4. The only batter who has reached was Kelly Lynch with a 2-out walk in the first. So 2, 3, 4, Briggs, Lynch, Gutierrez for LSU.
Second time through the lineup right now for LSU. Talking about the adjustments and feeling like they're on their heels a little bit. This is a team in the driver's seat. Winning game 1, should have all the confidence in the world, but it's just the credit to Nyjah and her talent.
Well, the LSU fan base travels.
This is so cool. That's what it's all about. There's a lot of purple in this stadium.
And you know how expensive stamps have gotten?
Send that mail.
It's worth it. Nothing beats getting a card in the mail, because everything else is bills.
Agree. And when you're traveling across the country, you're not playing at home, you feel the support on the road, especially from your alums. Alum support just hits different.
Kelly Lynch had that grand slam yesterday. It was the first of her LSU career, but the 21st overall of her college career after her time as an undergrad at the University of Washington. And part of the reason she got moved into the number 3 spot yesterday was because she's the only player who last year hit a home run off of Nyjah Kennedy.
It's such a statement to have Kelly be in the 3-hole for the first time all season, number 1. But when you look at how dominant Nyjah Kennedy is against right-handed hitters, there's no one better. Batting average is like 0. So that's a big ask. She made it look so easy last night. Came out and made a statement, hit the rise at the top of the zone, and smashed it to left field for the first run of the game.
Lynch does it again.
You can feel something different in that matchup. Nyjah very careful back-to-back at-bats against Kelly Lynch. Sometimes you just have to tip your cap a little bit as a pitcher when you feel and you know that a hitter might have your number.
Because you're going to trust your stuff, but you also know that there are dangerous hitters in the lineup, and you can work around them, you work around them. Savannah Bedell pinch running for Lynch at first base. But this is an unrelenting portion of the lineup. That leads to Raylene Gutierrez, who drove in a pair of runs yesterday, and that 11-run outburst for LSU. And for what Taryn Kern is to the Stanford lineup, that's what Raylene Gutierrez is with her selectiveness for LSU. This year, 2 in strike zone swings and misses, under a 1% rate, which is best in the country for qualified hitters. The requisite number of at-bats.
She puts the ball in play. Very proud of that stat as well.
She skies it right field. And Lim gets underneath, 2 down. The only pitchers in the SEC who got her to swing and miss in the strike zone this year were Lauren Krings from Missouri. And the Tigers play tomorrow against Duke. Winner goes to the World Series. And Stephanie Schoonover from Kentucky.
That's insane. I just want to put that out there. That stat should not be a stat. You don't swing and miss over the heart of the plate. In this day and age,
Taylor Pleasant, so for 1, a strikeout. And what has been an offensive year for Pleasant, a 272, career 311 hitter. 3-hit game yesterday was just her 2nd of the season, with the other one coming all the way back in February against Austin Peay. Elevating her game for the postseason as well.
we talked about the committed swings from yesterday for LSU, and I'm just seeing right now a little bit of hesitancy. You heard it from Coach Tarina. She feels like they're on their heels, and you can't be on your heels when you're facing a pitcher like Kennedy. You have to be the aggressor, and that's exactly who they were last night. They came out and swung early. I kind of feel like they didn't care where the ball was. They went into yesterday's game going, we're just swinging. And today they're a little bit more picky, but also credit Nyjah. Her location is on point. It's better than it was yesterday.
Pleasant's fouled away the rise on 1-2, and she takes 2 balls, 2 strikes. And if you look at the heat map of where Kennedy gets her outs with the rise ball, it's that kind of location, up and in.
You have to be committed to swinging up in the zone. Look at the rise. Right-handed pitcher, so it's lit up on arm side, the right side, but not a lot of horizontal stuff. Everything's vertical and up.
Strike 3 on Pleasance, and she fans her for the game 3 tomorrow. That's up to LSU and Stanford. And yesterday was LSU with the shocking 11-1 win in run rule fashion, knocking Nyjah Kennedy out of the game. Career high in runs and hits allowed by a top 3 finalist for Player of the Year. And today Kennedy has come back in expert fashion. She's faced 4 half innings of LSU offense, has not allowed a hit. Caitlin Lim leading it off for the Card here is 0 for 1. Kelly Lynch in the circle. She keeps it stoic. She keeps it serious. Oh,
Oh, that's such good stuff right there. Doesn't matter what they throw at us. She's seen a couple of sports movies. Put her in. Sign her up. She's got the cliche lines down.
her teammates or coaches say it's her dry wit that'll catch you off guard sometimes. And even now, after knowing her for a full season, they're still not sure if she's serious with some of the things that she says.
We were talking to Sierra Briggs and Taylor Pleasance earlier this week. I asked them, what's the difference between Sydney Berzon and Kelly Lynch? And so quickly, Taylor Pleasance said, unpredictable for Kelly and consistent for Sydney. And I said, on the field or off the field? They said both. We don't know what's going to come out of Kelly's mouth, and we don't know what she's going to do on the field. It was all in good taste and good fun. You could tell that there was a lot of love between the two.
Just a great fit as a graduate transfer from day one. 3-0 here to Kern, who's walked and tripled.
It's a hittable pitch right there for Kern. 3-1 count. We just saw what she can do in her last at bat, tripling off the wall. But here she is now with 2 strikes, a place where she's very comfortable.
As Francisco Lindor saw earlier, a called strike 3.
You saw your teammate, Nigeri Kennedy, set the tone defensively. Let's get her a run. Let's do it right now with 2 outs.
And that's under Lynch's glove into center field. After Chan went hitless yesterday, she is 2 for 3. Both hits coming with 2 out.
And even her at bat in the first when she flew out to left field, it was a decent hit. It was a decent piece. You've got to find the hot hands in the circle. You've also got to find the hot hands in your batting lineup.
Jessica Allister joins us bottom 5. Looking to propel her team to the World Series for the 4th time. She was a player in 2001 and 2004 when they went and took them last year. This is their 8th appearance in a Super Regional, 3rd straight. Last year went to Durham, defeated Duke, even have to play a 6 a.m. Pacific time game. 2022, lost to Oregon State at home in 2 games after pulling the upset on the road against Alabama in the regional round. Danny Hayes, the pinch runner at first for the Card with 2 out, and Ava Gall standing in. Roller on to third base. Manning gets the job done. The inning is over. 4.5 down. Stanford here through 4. What have you seen different in her execution compared to yesterday?
You're kicked out of the stadium. I don't understand what just happened. Kick him out.
I will, easily.
She's doing great. I think she's doing a good job at owning both sides of the plate. I think she's doing a good job of pitching ahead, being assertive, and just really impressed with what she's doing out there right now.
Coach, different day, but I've got to ask the message to the team after last night. It was a tough one. How do you rebound into today?
Yeah, told them score 0-0. They won game 1 and score resets and come out here and compete like crazy and enjoy being out here on the field and go for it.
Well, we've tallied it up, you and Kenzie, but unfortunately, as they said in Hamilton, you don't have the votes to kick me out just yet.
Not yet. Give me a minute. All right, thanks,
Coach. Big Hamilton fan, Jessica Allister.
Yes.
I said it, not her.
That's right.
Danny Hayes stays in the game in left field as she replaces Kira Chan for Stanford. So big 5th inning yesterday. That was where things really turned. It was 3-1 at that point, and that led us to 11-1 and perhaps a redux because this one is hammered by Newland into the gap in right center, and she's headlong into scoring position. First base hit of the night for LSU comes here bottom 5.
I know Kelly Lynch had the grand slam yesterday, but to me, Allie Newland had the biggest hit of the night. Her home run knocked out Nyjah Kennedy, and I love the fact that she's coming up to the plate aggressive. This is what we saw yesterday from LSU. It's why they were successful. Swinging with conviction on the first or second pitch and just let's go for it. See if you can run into something. It's only a 1-run ball game right here.
Macy Bergeron 0 for 1. Finished off a 1-2-3 second with the ground ball to the circle. Can't get the bunt down, so it's 0-2. Tremendous with runners on base yesterday. And what we're seeing today is not unprecedented for Nyjah Kennedy, going with back-to-back starts, but it is unusual. She started last weekend back-to-back games in regionals against St. Mary's and Mississippi State for the first time all year. She gets the strikeout on Bergeron. That's the 6th. It's the rise upstairs. One away here in the LSU 5th.
She's had a strikeout in every inning. Just watch this thing run. And you can even see Ali Kanashiro's glove. You just follow it. How much she's tracking that ball, the movement, the spin that she's catching with. It's still going upstairs. I think people need to understand how hard it is to bend a ball that way when you're throwing as hard as she does. 43 feet is from the pitcher's mound to home plate, and that's really not a ton of room to make the ball spin like that. When you're throwing 70 miles an hour, it should be flatter. It really should. She just is magical that way.
Pinch hitter here, Hannah Carson. And for the freshman Madison Manning, which is what we saw in yesterday's game also. Foul ball right at home plate. So this is a trade up for experience here in this position. With Carson, the second-year graduate transfer from Michigan. And Manning, who did not start or even play in a game until late April. After Danica Coffey went down early in the season with a torn ACL. Their starting third baseman, 4 players have played at third. And an opportunity to tie or take the lead here. They go to Carson. Kennedy does it again.
That's the pitch I'm looking for right there. She knows it. You can have a little bit more freedom sometimes when you get that pinch hitter up to the plate, but this is the location, the screwball on the outside part of the plate. It's just got that tail, and it's away. It's horizontal, something I've been looking for from Nyjah. She's so good upstairs, but sometimes you just got to move it to a different quadrant, lower the eyeballs. Especially if you can feel the different approach in this inning, the aggression early in the count. If they're going to attack up in the zone, well, I'm going to counter and go low in the zone. I don't care what that is. Drop ball, screwball, curveball. It's just got to change planes.
Kennedy has struck out 3 of the last 4. She's got 0-2 here on Petty. Like a game of NBA Jam on the Super Nintendo, Kennedy is heating up. And that east-west movement you saw, it's kind of like, you know, you take a drive to work or somewhere you go all the time and you can kind of do it with your brain on autopilot, but then a road is closed and you go, whoa, I don't even know where to go at this point. That's what that movement does to break up the rhythm to hitters.
That was unique, and I'm here for it. I followed you. We've only seen her throw one changeup in this game, and it was to Taylor Pleasance in the 4th inning, the last inning. Struck her out looking. We saw a lot of changeups last night. That's another thing that's been different about her approach today in the circle.
Good effort here from Petty. She's laid off 2 rise balls up and out of the zone and then fouls that one away. Allie Newland, a leadoff double, tying run at second. And the 2-2, a swing and a miss. Kennedy, 3 straight strikeouts.
The strikeouts.
Ali Kaneshiro, first pitch swinging. Newland glides over to retire the catcher on 1 pitch.
Just different way to get your outs. You can get them, go full counts, get the strikeouts, rack them up that way, or Kelly Lynch just jamming up a lot of these Cardinal hitters. We've seen some weak contact, and then when we've seen the ball struck pretty hard, it's been in the air to the outfield. So just different way to get your outs.
The DP, Kaylin Koch, 0 for 2. She's flied to center, lined out to second. On the ground as Petty repositions and retires Koch. Just the one big inning. And it came with 2 out, 3rd inning. Taryn Kern narrowly missing out on a home run, hitting the top of the wall in right field. Kira Chan doubling her in. Jade Berry in the 6th spot. High fly, deep right center field, and Briggs with plenty of room puts it away. A 1-2-3 inning for Kelly Lynch. Second time she's done that tonight in 6 frames. Top of the order, work to do for LSU. Super Regional round 10 and 4. Stanford's 1 run in the 3rd. And this is the toughest part of the order here. This is the part of the order that gave Kennedy fits yesterday. Hitters 1 through 5 did a lot of the damage that knocked Kennedy out of the game. 3 batters into the 5th without recording an out. Half swing and rather Hayes in the perfect spot. All right, let's send it to studio for a quick update. Thank you, Matt. And in that game, it's Oklahoma State needing just 1 win to get onto the World Series after a run rule victory over Arizona yesterday, 8-0. With Oklahoma State looking for a 5th straight appearance in the World Series. Well, if we're seeing any trend here, at least in the last half inning and now into this one, it's been early swings. And that's been the MO for Briggs now in her 3rd plate appearance of the day with a couple of groundouts.
Early swings should favor a pitcher like Nigeri Kennedy. She was just a little bit too, I think, amped up over the heart of the plate, trying to attack. But when you have the movement that she does and you have free swingers at the plate 100% as a pitcher, I love that.
The difference between yesterday and today, batters were out in front on those pitches. Briggs fouls it away down the left field line. Those were gappers, or they were down the line in fair territory. Checked her swing, didn't go. She holds up, it's 1-2.
Even though it's a ball, I love the location. To me, we did not see that pitch at all yesterday. running away. Now you have the freedom to go up and in. Have a hitter leaning one way, buster up the other.
Briggs with the infield in, sneaks it past River Mailer. She finds a tributary past River into shallow center field for a base hit.
I am such a fan of Sierra Briggs, man. She is so tough. This pitch is a little bit too low for me for Nyjah in that situation. I think I'd like to see her climb the ladder a little bit higher, but you can't deny a senior that's motivated. Sierra Briggs, we saw her yesterday, set the tone for LSU, trying to get her team rallied here. She's so good at that up stuff as well. She's one of the best hitters to see rise balls. Hits over 400 on rise ball pitches. Has good speed at first base as well. So that's the winning run right there.
14 of 15 in stolen bases.
Yeah.
Here's Tori Nyberg, the pitching coach. This is a dicey spot for Nyjah Kennedy. Kelly Lynch has come up twice. She's walked twice. And you've got, as you said, the fastest runner over at first. So a variety of scenarios here because you don't want to work around Lynch and end up with a runner at second base. On the opposite side, from Beth Torina's perspective, would you send Briggs, knowing that you're in the bottom of the sixth and you may only have one more trip to the plate?
I don't think so. I think you want Nyjah to pitch to Kelly. Kelly looks really comfortable at the plate against Kennedy in the circle. And then also behind her, Gutierrez had good at-bats yesterday off of her. There's just a calmness about Kelly Lynch at the box. That take is so difficult.
Lynch with the ground to the short. Mailer up with it to Kern. One, turn to first. Not in time. So they get Briggs on the fielder's choice. A crucial second out. And they will gladly take the out to keep a runner at first base. Raylene Gutierrez coming up. Still 1-0 Stanford. The only run of the game on Akira Chan RBI double in the third. A win for the Cardinal forces game 3 tomorrow. That would make it 5 game 3s tomorrow. If LSU wins, they are on to the World Series for the first time in 7 years. That's off of Nyjah's glove at second and safe at second base. Immediate protest from Jessica Allister coming out of the first base dugout, with both middle infielders converging on the bag.
Well, reading her lips, I think she said, "Did you see anything?" Looking for a different angle from a different umpire.
The call is out and the inning is over. The review goes Stanford's way, and they hold a 1 after a 6-3 Duke win in game 1. And the home run fest continues. Texas A&M. The Aggies a 6-5 winner yesterday. Today the Longhorns 9-8. Yesterday here it was 11-1. LSU in 5. Stanford holding a 1-0 lead. Since the Super Regional format started in 2005, we've had 2 seasons where we've had 5 winner-take-all game 3s. 2012 and 2017, and we may do it again. Briggs lays out, doesn't get to it, and River Mailer heading for third. The relay throw is not in time. River Mailer leads off the Stanford 7 with a triple.
Did you see her energy when that final call, that third out, was reversed? She was so juiced going into this at-bat. First pitch just all over it on her horse. right in front of her. You can see her eyeball. She's not looking over to Jessica Allister to waver. She's calling her own shot. Defense to offense. Momentum is real. River Mailer was pinch hit for in her last at-bat. She said, "Coach, put me in. I'm ready."
The Cardinal have 5 hits today, and 2 of them are triples. Taryn Kern off the wall in right field earlier, and River Mailer getting it by the 2-time Gold Glover, Sierra Briggs. Emily Jones gets it by Gutierrez. Stanford doubles its lead, and Jones into second with an RBI 2-bagger.
Not only aggressive hitting at the plate, but aggressive base running. I was kind of holding my breath seeing if River Mailer was going to hold the double. Instead, she pushes it into a triple, and then Emily Jones says, "I gotcha." Hitting a single, nope, let me turn it into a double using your speed. And you have to go at this level.
And this is a quick review. River Mailer makes it 2 on the board for Stanford.
And she's 2 for 2 in the heart of the challenges. We saw the defensive challenge, now the offensive challenge. Your average is good, girl. Sigh of relief. Her teammates, look at my heart, my heart. Woo.
You can exhale now. But it's season on the line. If LSU wins, it's a long wait till February for the Card. But if Stanford retains their advantage through the bottom of the 7th, we are back here tomorrow for Game 3. And the pinch hitter is Jonna Schroeder. For Schrader, her first at bat of the postseason here in the NCAA tournament did not come to the plate last weekend. And she's got Jones at second after Caitlin Lim here in the 9 spot, 0 for 2. And a wave and a miss. Schrader down on strikes against Kelly Lynch. Post-game reaction, Celtics Pacers with Boston in the lead in that series. Kendrick Perkins joins the show. And all the key moments from a pivotal Game 3, Oilers and Stars. SportsCenter next. You're on ESPN and the ESPN app. Just another typical Taryn Kern game. A walk, a triple, she scored. Struck out looking her last time up. Lynch got her caught on a changeup. How much of a difference, Kenzie, do you think the run produced by Kern in the 3rd when she got driven in by Chan with 2 out maybe took a little bit of the burden off of Nyjah Kennedy's shoulders tonight?
All of it. I think it took all of the burden off of her shoulders. Because you feel the start that you're providing your team, and then you see your teammates have your back. You're like, okay, we're on the same page here. Different day, different game. In the circle, she's very comfortable pitching in low-scoring games.
High and playable. Foul ground at 3rd base. Manning for the 2nd out. Look ahead, bottom 7 with LSU as the home team tonight. Flip-flopping roles with Stanford for Game 2. They've got Taylor Pleasance. It's not so much that LSU let up 2 runs, although it does bump up their average throughout the course of the postseason, going back to last weekend in regionals, but it's that they haven't scored. Since regionals, the start of the night, they had outscored their opposition 29-2. Still 29-4, pretty good. And their postseason 4-0 in the NCAA tournament. Chan through the right side. It's a base hit. Jones around third. The throw from Rudity off target. Stanford leads 3-0 in the 7th inning.
Kira Chan, she's on fire. Goes on top of the rise, sees it so deep. Carly Petty just out of her diving reach. And Emily Jones at second base, so much speed. Fastest player on the team, scoring with ease.
So matching their hit total from game 1. Just here in the inning with 3 base hits. Single, double, triple. And Chan has driven in 2. This one much easier for Petty. The inning is over. The inning started with a River Mailer triple. Emily Jones with an RBI double.
Her stuff tonight, 8 strikeouts in dominant fashion.
Last night took an L, but tonight she bounces back. Starts off with Taylor Pleasance here. Yesterday it was a 3-hit day for Pleasance. Today a 2-strikeout evening. And what will the 3rd plate appearance bring for the player who has been, over the last 5 years, the cornerstone of the LSU program, but has never played in the World Series? It was great preparation yesterday for LSU. Better adjustment today from Kennedy. She went 2 times through the lineup yesterday. This is her 3rd time through tonight. And now she's only got to get 2 outs.
And it's so strange, if you would have shown me or anyone those stats without the Friday or Saturday connected to them, you would say, okay, maybe makes sense. Day 2 made their adjustments, right? It's just been so backwards. Credit LSU in the prep, and then also you have to give credit where credit is due in the bounce back from Nigeri Kennedy, looking at the film and embracing the film. I did not pitch well. Why? Let's break it down with Coach Nyberg, and then let's go get it tomorrow.
Don't count out Allie Newland. Her 2 base hits in the series are both for extra bases. She doubled in the 5th. Yesterday, a 3-run homer. And that was what ended Kennedy's outing in that 8-run 5th inning.
I love that spot. Low in the zone, right above the knees.
She has utilized the changeup selectively, but effectively.
You nailed it. It's the 3rd one of the game. All 3 of them strikes, 2 of them on strikeouts. That just tells you the respect that she has for Allie Newland and the swings that she's been seeing.
Ball 4. LSU's gone down in order twice tonight, but only in the 2nd and the 3rd. They've had at least 1 base runner now in 4 straight innings. That was only the 3rd full count from Kennedy tonight.
And the 4 hits, but just think about what those 4 hits were. They were loud. Loud 4 hits from LSU yesterday to set the tone.
Barry's got it for the 2nd out. So 1 out away. LSU would still need another base runner to get the tying run to the plate. I think I know half your answer to this hypothetical of who you want to see in the circle tomorrow.
Let me think. It'll be number 24. For a trip to OKC, that's the arm. It's going to take you there. Now, for LSU, we heard from Coach Tarina talk about it's all hands on deck at this point, but man, you got to go to Sydney Berzon, an All-American from a season ago, threw so well last night, and it was a light workload for her, which is why I wasn't surprised when we saw the lineup card and saw her name there. I was like, okay, light workload. Stick with the ace, see if she can continue that performance and carry it over to day 2. And everything on the line for tomorrow, ace versus ace. Sign me up. We'll see.
A third, or rather a fifth, game 3? Yes. Maddox McKee, the freshman, pinch hitting here. So you saw Tori Nyberg, the pitching coach, come out just to run over quickly the scouting report, because McKee played in 1 game in a regional, was 1 for 1. Otherwise, she's had 2 at-bats since April 19th. Half of the stadium standing. And that's the Stanford side. Kennedy a strike away from polishing off a complete game victory. Stanford wins, and we've got game 3 tomorrow night for a trip to the World Series.
the strikeouts.
Ali Kaneshiro, first pitch swinging. Newland glides over to retire the catcher on one pitch.
Just different way to get your outs. You can get them, go full counts, get the strikeouts, rack them up that way, or Kelly Lynch just jamming up a lot of these Cardinal hitters. We've seen some weak contact, and then when we've seen the ball struck pretty hard, it's been in the air to the outfield. So just different way to get your outs.
The DP, Kaylin Coco for 2. She's flied to center, lined out to second. On the ground as Petty repositions and retires Cope. Just the one big inning. And it came with 2 out, third inning. Taryn Kern narrowly missing out on a home run, hitting the top of the wall in right field. Kira Chan doubling her in. Jade Berry in the 6th spot. High fly, deep right center field, and Briggs with plenty of room puts it away. A 1-2-3 inning for Kelly Lynch. Second time she's done that tonight in 6 frames. Top of the order, work to do for LSU.